Today I'm going to share with you I Am Not Your Perfect Mexican Daughter by Erika Sanchez. This is just this absolutely gorgeous book about grief and about losing someone you care about. Our main character, Julia, loses her sister Olga in an accident, and the whole family is just wrecked by it. In fact, her parents are having such a hard time dealing with the death that they can't really help Julia. In fact, sometimes the way they're dealing with their grief makes it harder for Julia to deal with her grief. So here's just a passage from somewhere in the beginning. When I can't sleep, I crawl into Olga's bed. Last week, Alma told me to never, ever go inside her room, but I can't help it. I slip in there after my parents have gone to bed and then wake up before they do. I think Alma wants to keep the room exactly as Olga left it. Maybe she wants to pretend that she's still alive, that one day she'll come home from work and everything will be normal again. If Alma knew that I touched Olga's things, she'd probably never forgive me. She'd probably ship me to Mexico, one of her favorite threats, as if that would solve any of my problems. So we could see her right in the beginning. There's a lot of tension between Julia and her parents, especially her mother. Her dad's kind of, it's not that he's absent, but he's so lost in his own world and he's just so tired from working every day that like she feels like she doesn't really get to know him. But the mom and her just completely bash like heads together all the time. They are like oil and water. They just don't get along. And part of the problem is that her parents talk about Olga as this like absolutely perfect daughter who always did everything they wanted her to and was so respectful. And Julia's just not that way. She's got really strong opinions of her own. She's got a fiery temper, and she's constantly disappointing her parents, which of course doesn't make her happy, but she also has to be who she is. Things get even worse though when Julia becomes convinced that Olga must have had some sort of like secret life that she doesn't know about. Like she just can't comprehend like the fact that she didn't know everything about her sister and there's these things that are bugging her and she's sure there's some sort of mystery and she goes on this adventure to try to figure it out all the time, just feeling absolutely suffocated by the grief of her loss of her sister and also the tension with her mom. So if you liked books that explore the ideas of grief and loss, but also books that deal with like family relationships, especially when you have like that conflict between parent and child, I'm Not Your Perfect Mexican Daughter was a wonderful, wonderful read. Go ahead and pick this one up.